you ever wish that you could just switch it all off? When the day comes to an end and it's time for sleep, do you struggle to drift off?
Unlike this podcast, Catherine Nicolai doesn't use cliche sound effects and oriental background music to induce a state of relaxation. She's moonlighting as a bedtime storyteller, and she hooks us in with the soothing laid-back tone of her voice. Catherine details first-person accounts of casual, everyday scenarios in her podcast series, Nothing Much Happens. Now, I find the style of narration is really rich with detail, and it's positioning us, the listeners, in her shoes. So her episodes don't include gender markers, which is very modern, but some of the scenarios aren't universal, such as being a parent or eating a vegan diet. This can be really hard to relate to, and it sort of defeats the purpose. All in all, it is a really effective technique of brain training, which neutralizes anxiety and it turns down all that brain chatter. It's drawing us in with really descriptive accounts of scents and sounds and imagery. She repeats her stories twice, and the second time she softens the volume of her mic. So I find that if you happen to still be awake by the end of the first telling, you're usually asleep before the second one's finished. And personally, I really enjoy her telling me,
not to worry, this technique introduces a routine for your brain.
And eventually you're going to be able to implement it on your own.
Sleep is something that so many of us struggle with, and it's so important to know how to wind down and switch off at the end of the day. If night relaxation is your challenge like it is mine, find your most comfortable position and tune in for a bedtime story where nothing much happens and you go to sleep. Critical review of Nothing Much Happens by Catherine Nicolai, written and edited by Jade Piper. All music and sound effects royalty and copyright free. Nothing Much Happens, now available on Spotify.